Hi there. I'm Jonathan Gordon, and I'm with Adobe and Brain Buffet, and this is our Adobe InDesign series. In past videos, we've talked about how we can integrate Adobe Express in a STEAM curriculum, going from science, technology, engineering, art, and now we are going to be focusing on mathematics in STEAM and how that can empower creativity and innovation in the classroom. How we can take this simple everyday math activities and step it up using multimedia in Adobe Express. Now, some of you might be already familiar with Adobe Express and the interface, and some of you might be brand new to it. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the interface, and I'm going to show you how and what Adobe Express can do. And our focus today is going to be on using videos with mathematics in Adobe Express. But I'm going to show you a couple other things as well that you can use the templates and other items in Adobe Express in your math classroom or whatever you want to use in the classroom that you are teaching in. So here is my slide deck that I have over here. And I want to show you over here. It's nice looking over here, different colors, different pictures over here, and all of this stuff was made in Adobe Express. So first I'm going to do an overview. I'm going to have you come over here. Whoops, fix that there, click here, and go to new.express.adobe.com. So you're going to go over to open up Express. Now I have it over here on my tab. And so this is the interface. This is a new academic educational version. If you have a personal account, your interface might look a little bit different, but Adobe keeps on updating and updating and trying to create an interface and create and add things to Adobe Express to make it exciting for not only for the teachers, but for the students. And this is a really bright color interface and it's getting exciting look to it and it's just inviting. It's inviting to go in here and you see these bright colors here. You can make a video, create a graphic, animate your voice. Kids love this one here and build a web page. And we have a lot of other items throughout Adobe Express. And hopefully you are somewhat familiar with these items. But over here, I just want to show you the interface that you can have class projects down here. Hopefully you have this, events and clubs, drawing and fun, educator essentials. You have these, or there might be other menus, but there's lots of other entry points into your interface. You scroll down, you have some quick actions over here, animate from audio, generate a QR code, and you have edit PDF, and you scroll down, and you'll find other things like the generative AI, where you can make images, which is awesome. You can go a whole rabbit hole down, taking time and creating things and images in there. But we'll see whether we have some time to play around with it, but showing it, relating it to math and creating videos. But you also have over here, you can go plus sign and you can type in what you're looking for. You have video, poster, presentation, you have infographic drawing, and you can scroll down and you can see all of them here, different sizes, quick actions. You can search particular things. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot that you can have access to in here, and it's exciting. And those of you who've already gone through some of these workshops are familiar with this. So I just want to let you know that there are all these great things that are in Adobe Express if this is brand new to you. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to talk a little bit about, before we jump into Adobe Express, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why we're doing this, where the STEAM using mathematics, how Adobe Express can help you creating projects for yourself or for your students. So I'm going to go back here to my slide deck, come over here and come over here to math and Adobe Express. Well, I look at Adobe Express as this. It's twofold. One, it's a great teaching tool. You can create projects. You can create posters, flyers, web pages, and videos. If you're in math, creating videos on key skills that you want to present to your students. And it makes it more engaging for them. So that's one thing that you can do, whether you're talking about shapes, algebra, or you're talking about word problems or other intricate, complex details or ideas, you can use that Adobe Express to create animated videos and with music and voiceovers and so forth and present. On the other end, you can use Adobe Express as an assessment tool. You can have students doing the research. Maybe you're doing something about Pythagorean theorem or Fibonacci sequence, or something as simple as different types of triangles or different types of shapes, talking about different angles, something that you want to talk about perimeter, that students can create their own video based upon what they learned or what they researched, and they can present that to the class or to you, and you can assess them on their knowledge of the material, which is great. And you can do that for almost anything in Adobe Express. So over here on my slide deck, it says interactive learning. It basically is what I've said. You're going to be able to explain intricate mathematical theories, demonstrate some problem solving. You can add some photos. You can add some audio in there. Um, visualize a proof of a theorem or the steps in a complex algebraic equation. You can show the different steps on the screen, go from one scene or like slide type of thing to go from one to another and show images to go along with it. And it just makes it a little bit more exciting instead of just writing on the board. Now, you're not going to do this for every single thing because that can get old. So what you would want to do is you want to do it maybe here and there and just make it a little bit more exciting, more engaging for your students. And it becomes like a story, a narrative from the beginning to the end, creating those videos. And a lot of it, visualizing it, allows them to retain the information a lot better than just quickly trying to think and writing on a piece of paper. This is just another avenue to where students can be taught or students can be assessed. And you have the communication. This is a great way using creating videos or even some of the flyers and infographics and so forth. But we're going to focus on the videos where they can communicate the mathematical ideas. And maybe they have difficulty talking in front of the class or going up to the board or something like that. And this gives them an opportunity to show some other skills that they have, and they can share what they know in a different manner, and they can structure it, organize it, plan it out. They can present data. Maybe it's for an experiment. They can present it from the beginning to the end. Maybe it's a large word problem and they can show the different extents, and they can have some cute little images that help them retain and make some connections to it. And do like real world applications and to where they can use this later on in life. And how they're going to present. And it's like a storytelling where if you're talking about the Pythagorean theory, you're talking about a squared plus b squared equals c squared, explaining what each of them are and each step is. And so they show that they understand it, and it's like an adventure, something a little bit more fun that they usually are doing. And then typically they're very enthusiastic about it. And you know, like it's great to see students working and playing around and working together. Because one thing in Adobe Express is they can collaborate with one another. They can work on a video at the same time. Like one person's working on a scene, then another person will be working on a different scene. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. So what I'm going to do now is this, is I'm going to go back to Adobe Express. Let me just double check. Nope, where that's later. And I'm going to come over here back to Adobe Express. Okay, you can see in Adobe Express that you can start making a video right over here where it says make a video. It's very easy. It's right there for you. But if you scroll down over here, I can come down and I can see I also have video over here, but I also can select different templates. I can look at different templates. Maybe I have different ideas. Maybe I can, Adobe Express hasn't. One of the scariest things is starting a project and on a blank page and you don't know where to go. Adobe Express allows you to have all of these templates. If I click on it, browse templates, I have all these templates over here onto the left side, and it's starting out what a video would look like. There's a blank template. It's a little scary what to do, but I have all of these video templates that I can start out with, and I can search on maybe a topic that you might be interested in, see if they have a template that can be started out with. So maybe say triangles. Let's see if they have something for triangles. And I look, search, is there a video on triangles? Okay, so all I have is I have exploring quadrilaterals, simplifying algebraic equations, applying analytical geometry over here. So one of these things might work for you. Or if I'm just going to put in here, just put mathematics or math and see what comes up. You can see you have different shapes in math madness. These can be announcements that you have in your class, and you can type something up, math magician's madness, and you have all these learning decimals, basics of trigonometry, perimeter and areas. Oh, this might be a good one. So if I put over here, just to take a look at here, I can do perimeter and over here, and I open that up, perimeter and area. And this might be something that you are presenting to your students like as a way of going over material. And so you have perimeter and area. And if I press play here, and you can see there's animation going on over there in the lesson by Miss Gomez, and it changes. It has an agenda of what's going on here, and all this stuff is done for you. And you can come up with your own. You can start from scratch. You can take away everything that's here, make your own. But right now, it has something made for you. And if you want to create a new scene, you like the way that it looks, and you want to add some stuff, and you want to add a new scene, I can click add new scene, and I have this blank page. And to make life easier, I can just select this, holding shift. I can click this, select this, and I can copy it and bring it back over here. And I can paste it right over here. And then you can change up any of the information that you want over here, whatever the topic that you want. So here's the thing is you can create this yourself and you can present this to your students and they can learn from what you create. Or students can create this project themselves. They can pick a template that they want, the template that you tell them that they need to use, or just a topic that they need to use, and they can just change it up. They don't even have to take a math template. They can take one that they like and just change it up. And the thing is, they don't have to do it by themselves. If you give them a template or share a template, what they can do is they can go to share over here and they can put in the address, the email address of all the different people involved, and they all can get access and they can collaborate this project with one another. So as one person works on a scene here, somebody else can work on a scene here, and somebody else can work on a scene here, and they can work on this video at the same time. If you want perimeter and area or this topic or this template to be shared to all of your students and they have start off from the same one and maybe you change it, you go back to the beginning here and you put text, you want to put text in here and you're just going to put down Mr. Gordon's class and I'm going to reduce my size here. And you want this to be for everybody's Mr. Gordon's class, and everybody's going to create their own version of this, and you want they all have the same. So what they can do is this: I can share this. Oops, let's go in here. I can share this. It's a little not going. Let me refresh this. There we go. And I go share, and I can save this as a remixable template. And click on there, publish it to a link. And next I do that, allow others to mix it here. I can just call this perimeter. I can spell that right. Just have a name on it and I can publish this link. And what Adobe Express is doing is publishing a link, and you'll have this link that you can copy and you can put it in your learning management system or Google Classroom or wherever you want to send it out. And every one of your students will have this same layout and they're not going to impact or change anybody else's. So they can create their own. So I can publish this over here. It takes some time for that to work here, publishing, and there I can copy this. When I copy this, I can place this and everybody can have it. But again, this is just a template. What can we do with this template? So I'm going to go back over here to the very front, to the beginning over here. And what you can do is you can change the text. You can change this up over here One of the things that I suggest for everybody to do when you're creating a video using a template or starting from scratch, that you actually have a Google Doc or a Word doc available. So you have all that information that you're going to place in. Otherwise, you're sitting there going, what am I going to put there? I mean, you're stuck in your thinking. So I have some information here. Let me do this, and I'm going to copy this right here. And go back here and I'm going to paste it right in here. And I have some information, just some text in there. And then what I can do with this template is I can come back over here. I put in text. I can put media in. I can add other photos. If I want a picture of, say, perimeter, I can put down something perimeter, what images come up. I can have an image of something that's going to show perimeter or something in there where it's a photo, or I can do elements here and I can do like an icon, maybe perimeter, something here, anything shows up. Ooh, some things here, some measurements. I can put some things that have to do with perimeter. You can do that, or if you put area, see what pops up that you like. Anything that works that looks different that you might want to use in here that might be fun. So maybe here you want to take this area. So I take this one here, click, and I can put this right in here just to add something else. And I just wanted to show you all the different things that you can add with the media. You have photos, you can add videos on top of videos if they had something here. But the other thing that you can do is you can create audio, which is awesome. So I can click audio here. I can add music. If you want to do that, you can add music to, but I want to show you for just a recording. I'm going to record my voice. I'm going to press record here. I'm going to allow this time and I can start recording. The perimeter measures the length around the boundary of a shape, while the area describes the total surface within that boundary. You might have noticed that this jumped into a different scene because it was too long. So what I can do is this, I can drag this back here. And this scene needs to be longer because I want that voice recording just for this one scene. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to drag that over here. And now I can bring this back over to the beginning and I can play. The perimeter measures the length around the boundary of a shape, while the area describes the total surface within that boundary. Ah, you notice I forgot that there was already some information lessened by, so I can click that off, Miss Gomez. That was in the template, so I can just change that to Mr. Gordon over there. And it had some animation that's already played toward that. And so, again, with this playing, the perimeter measures the length around the boundary of a shape, while the area describes the total surface within that boundary. And so that's cool. You can have your name. You can have the students put their name in, lesson by Billy Bob or Mary or Carrie or whoever, and they can put it right in there, which is awesome. So I want you to make sure that you keep that in mind when you're making it. But then I can come over here in the voiceover. I can add some music. You can check these out. It's loud. You can just do a calm one. You can go searching all through the different ones that they have. I just randomly picked one. Okay. So let's see what this one sounds like. But you want the volume to be really low. You want to hear the music, but not too much. But I can't hear my voice, so that's too loud. So I want to make that lower. Not hearing my voice at all. So I'm going to just delete that here a little bit there. For some reason, it's not coming through. It's too loud. I want to make sure I hear my audio. Oh, I see what I did. I lowered my volume of my audio. I'm going to bring that back up. That's what I did is I decreased that sound. I don't want to do that. I want to do the music. I'm just going to pick one. There we go. that one, I click here, just that one, and I reduce the volume of that sound. Ooh, that made more sense to me. So now I can bring this back. The perimeter measures the length around the boundary of a shape, while the area describes the total surface within that boundary. And so the music can keep on going. You have that little slight music over there. And it's a little bit exciting that students can add that audio, that the music to go along with their talking of their description, their project, or what you are creating, what you are doing. So one of the things that you might have noticed on here is you might have noticed that there's some animation going on. So a lot of these different animations are already set up in the template. So if you click on it, you can see that they have it listed already as animation. And on here in the net animation, it says bungee in and out. I can go over here to animation and I can change this. So I can delete bungee, go in, and I can add, so maybe I just want a spinning. Here I have, oh, I can do a loop. And so where I can maybe have it say breathing while it's going. And then my bungee out, I can delete that and I can add something new. And maybe I want it to slide out. Slide out doesn't work. I don't like that one. Let's do another one. Let's just do it where it drops. And then it's just dropping out. And so then you can change your animations on here. The perimeter measures the length around the boundary of a shape, while the area describes the total surface within that boundary. And then when it's done, it drops out into the next one. And so that's how you can use the animation in there. It's really exciting. So I definitely suggest you play around, look at some of the templates and see how you can edit this. Now, you could have used this perimeter one that I use and add to it, which is great. Or you could have used a different template and played around with that as well. What we're going to do is what I'm going to do next is I'm going to look at how we can start from scratch and use some of the things in here to create some other videos from scratch and help you prepare and help teach your students prepare to create videos that uses math within Adobe Express. In order to start from scratch, we're going to leave this here. This will be saved. We're going to come back up here to our Adobe Express logo. I'm going to click over here. And over here, we're back to our interface. You have a lot of different places that you can start out with. You can look at this make a video right over here. If you scroll down over here, you can do make a video here. And there are a lot of other entry points that you can do. But using the academic version is very easy that you can start. Just make a video. You click right on here and we have our layout already set up for making a video. So what we're going to do now, whether you're elementary or secondary, depends on whatever topic that you want to work with. I suggest think of a topic that you can utilize within your classroom. Now, I wanted to pick one that, well, can be for a high school level, elementary, or an introduction. The elementary might be confusing a little bit with the wording of it, but again, it's fun to look at. We're going to talk about the Fibonacci sequence. Ooh, let's see what we can see what that's all about. But one of the things that you can do, either you're creating it yourself or having your students create it, it's always good to have a document already pre-made before you're making something in Adobe Express. It makes your life easier. Otherwise, you're searching all over and you're thinking of what to write about and so forth. So what I did is I created a document here, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to show you in my slideshow. You can take a look over here. Here's this bit.ly that you can pause the video right now and copy it down, and you're going to have access to a Google Doc that I have a lot of information already put together. So you just follow this bit.ly to the link, and it's through a Google Doc that you can share. So if I go back over here to Adobe Express over here, and I want to put in my date, I'm going to put the name of this as Fibonacci sequence. And that's going to be the name of my project over here. Oop, there we go. Good. All right. So now what I'm going to do with the Fibonacci sequence, what can we do? We can look for different videos that might add to our page getting started. What are we going to do? But first, I'm going to show you my document that I have that I use that you have access to by going to that bit.ly. I have it right over here. Over here. Over here's this outline. And I added some different pictures that you can get free from pixabay.com. These are free pictures that you can utilize. I added some images, but you can get a lot of them through Adobe Stock straight from Adobe Express. I just added some photos if you wanted some different ones to have. And I also created one, a galaxy spiral, which is part of the Fibonacci sequence that I used in generative AI, and I made an express link that you can remix and utilize in your document. So this is what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to click this link. Oh, let me just show you. I put all this information together. Fibonacci sequence. Do not use all of them. I'm just going to use some of these aspects for creating a slide. So as you're making a video, you can use the document that I have here for you, or you can gather up information that's going to be something more simplistic for you, for maybe for elementary. Maybe it's about difference on shapes and triangles. Maybe talk about parallelograms, quadrilaterals, you can talk about rhombus, or you're talking about Pythagorean theorem or the Fibonacci sequence, depending on the level that you want to work with. So I have the Fibonacci sequence because I've always been intrigued by it. The whole idea of the spiraling. I'll show you what I mean. So what I did here first is I had this picture that I created here, and I had this spiraling galaxy, and I created that in the generative AI. And I can remix this here, and it's going to open up. And you can do the same. You'll have access, and you're not going to bother with my photo. This will you'll be able to have your own. And I'm just going to copy this photo, Control or Command C, and I'm going to put this in my Fibonacci sequence over here. I actually spelled it wrong in here, so I'm going to go back. Okay, I'm going to put that in here to make sure that I have this correct sequence. I spelled it right there. Okay, and now I'm going to put in here, I'm going to paste my image in my spot, and I have my image. And so right now, that's the beginning part of my video. It's not spiraling or anything. There's no animation in here, but right now I like the image of it. So what I want to do is I want to add some text. How do you add some text? You come over here and go to the text over here, and you can find something that you like. Maybe it's one of these pre-made things from the social bio headlines, something that stands out that you really like, that you want to put, say, you want to call it the Fibonacci sequence. I kind of like this one over here. This phrases. I got this one here. It's a nice colorful thing. I'm gonna make this bigger. I can put this up here. I can ungroup it because I don't like the shadow here. I want to see if I can get rid of that shadow. It's not going to let me get rid of the shadow in here. Here, it's not going to let me see. Go back. Let's see if this is ungroup here. Let me see over here. No, it's not letting me ungroup this here. I don't know. Anyway, so I can click on here and crop it. I can go underneath it and I can get rid of that bottom part. And so now I can type in the text and I can type in Fibonacci, and I can make this bigger if I want here, and I can type in here sequence. Make it a little bit bigger. I can make this one a little bit smaller, and I can move this over here. And I have Fibonacci sequence, a little bit different in here. Here's my image going on here, so it kind of looks cool. I like the look of that. So now what you want to do is this. How are you going to make it exciting? Get them in there to pay attention to what you're talking about. So one of the things you can do is this. I can select my text here, and I can add animation. I can have it going in, and I can have it fade in. But I think if I'm going to do Fibonacci, I can have it like spin in. I like that. And the background over here, I can do that animation as well. You can adjust the colors if you want in here, or you can do the effects. You have all these different colors, or if you want to do a different one, if you want to do that you like, you can do that. Or I'm just going to go undo. I'm going to just keep that purple there, but you can change all these if you want. And I'm going to put in an animation here and here, and I'm just going to have this one fade in. And so now when I can look over here, show my layer timing, and I can, on my text, I can see my layer timing. I want to put that in a little bit later. I want the background to come in first. So I start out, and I got the Fibonacci sequence going over there. So now I have something kind of neat in the very beginning. I have a beginning of the Fibonacci sequence of what it's going to talk about. And then I can look at here, I have some little bit of a script that I can use for what I want to talk about. So you plan that out. I want to take this over here so it's easier for me to read. But you have access to that using that bit.ly. If you pause the video, you'll be able to have that there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, fix that up there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to now, in my page here, Fibonacci sequence, I'm going to bring it back. And I'm going to record. I want to record something. So I'm going to come over here to media. And I'm going to do audio. And I'm going to record my voice. And I'm just going to read my introduction in here and have something that coming up that you can use. So I'm going to record it. I'm going to allow this time. And we'll start recording. Welcome to the fascinating, messed that up. Welcome to the again, messed it up. Welcome to the fascinating world of numbers. Today, we're going to explore the Fibonacci sequence, a pattern that has captivated mathematicians, artists, and scientists for centuries. So I messed up a little bit on there, and I probably can hear it in my audio. Let's hear it. Welcome to the fascinating, messed that up. Welcome to the again, messed it up. Well, I noticed I messed that up. So what I can do is here, I can come over here and let's do this. Here, I right clicked and I can split it. And then over here, let's see over here, I need to select that. Select, whoop. I'll right click and I'm gonna split the text, the audio, come over here, delete it. Now I can bring this all the way over here. Welcome to the fascinating world of numbers. Today, we're going to explore the Fibonacci sequence, a pattern that has captivated mathematicians, artists, and scientists for centuries. So that's the end of it. So I can have that here. My scene, then I have that image in there, is a little bit too short. So I can grab that over here and drag that over, bring it all the way to the end of my audio right here. Let's see, for centuries. And then it goes over here. Then I have another scene. And now I want to place another image in here. So I can place another image. I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to go to photos or maybe a video. Maybe do Fibonacci. Let's take a look what they have here. Fibonacci. And see what happens. And I have these cool videos that I can add in to my document of seeing that spiraling aspect. I kind of like this one. And let's do this one here. That's kind of cool. I have a nice little spiral here. I can even have a transition. If I do a plus sign here, I can add a transition and I can just have it push the slide. I can dissolve the slide. I like to dissolve the slide and you can change the duration. That looks good. And then I'm over here and I can add some more text, audio to my document. And this is what you can do. You can have this all planned out for your students. They can do it. Students can work together in doing different scenes. Like one student can do this scene, another person can do this scene, another person can do this scene. They go share. they can share their emails, and they'll have access to this. You can even start off with a Fibonacci remixable template by coming over here, and you can publish it to the web, and they can have a whole remixable document that they can use, and they can share where everybody's doing Fibonacci and what is their direction of Fibonacci. And they can do that on their own. You can just publish their own link and they can remix it. Okay. So if I go here, allow others to remix Fibonacci sequence, publish that link, and it's going to give me a link to where you can work on it. Let me get that here, but I know I'm going to have a longer, while that's doing that, I'm going to make my scene a little bit longer here. It's publishing over here so that you'll be able to have it. Let's go. And I know I'm going to go back to audio over here. I'm going to record my voice again. I'm going to do that and still publishing. A lot of times with the video, it's going to take a little bit long for publishing. Then I copy my link and then I can come over here. I have my link. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place in that document that I had before. This one over here. I'm going to place right after that spiraling. I'm just going to have a remixable template. So if you want to get access to it, you'll be able to get access to it. So I'm going to take here and make this a link. And that's a remixable template that you'll be able to use over here. So that'll be good. So now I'm going to come back over here, move this out of the way. And now I can do another scene over here. What is Fibonacci sequence? So what I want to do is put in some text. Go back here and I'm going to do text. And I'm just going to do regular text. I'm going to put it right over here. And I'm going to just type in, and I can just copy and paste what I have for my document here. What is the Fibonacci sequence? So I can just go back over here. And I'm just going to paste in here. Whoops. Click in here. I'm going to select all, Control or Command A, paste it. Ooh, too big. So let's reduce the size. And I can zoom out over here. There was Fibonacci sequence. I can make it smaller. I can change my line spacing right there. Whoop, make it a little bit smaller. Oh, it's not making it small for me. Huh. There we go. And I can change the color. Maybe I don't want that color. Maybe I want to echo a color that's right in here. And then I can put in a nice drop shadow right over here. And I can customize that. And I can make that a little darker. The distance. You can play that with that. I don't know. It's a little dark. I might make it want a little bit lighter. How is it looking white? Not liking that, but play around with it, whatever you'd like for this. I might go over here and do custom and make it a little bit darker here. A little better, stands out. Can move this here, make it smaller, have it fit in there. What is the Fibonacci sequence? So this is going to be a video already. I have some text in here. I can make this an animation. And I can just have that drop. I can have it rise up. I kind of like the rise up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. And I am going to add some audio. So I'm going to go to Media, Audio, Record Voiceover. So I'm going to do a record voiceover. The Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, usually starting with 0 and 1. So I almost made it the whole length of that scene. So I have my here, so I'll make my scene a little bit longer. And then I can go over here and I can play. Trees. The Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, usually starting with 0 and 1. And so you keep on making scenes. And like I told you, students can share and they can each do the different scenes that they want, go from one to another. It's kind of cool. I can also show you here. Come back. Let's go over here to the beginning. Let's see if this is going to allow me to do this. Sometimes I can get in or I have to trick it. Let's do some audio. Let's add some music. Let's see if we want space. Do you want space? What does it sound like? No, I don't like that. Well, you can find one that you might like. You might want something more natural. Go along with it. Uh, not bad. Put that in there. So I have some audio that goes all the way through, some music, and I'm going to bring it really low. You don't want to have it really high up. So I'm going to have this here, and I'm going to press play and see what it sounds like. Welcome to the fascinating world of numbers. Today, we're going to explore the Fibonacci sequence, a pattern that has captivated mathematicians. Ooh, I noticed I lost my text on Fibonacci. So I got to go find my text over here. So let me zoom out here. I need to show my layers. So I need here, I need to stretch this all the way across. And this one here, that goes all the way across. So I lost some of that, but you can hear the music with it. It's awesome. And we're going to explore the Fibonacci sequence, a pattern that has captivated mathematicians, artists, and scientists for centuries. The Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each. Then you might notice that my volume for my voice is a little bit too loud there. So I can go over here and I can lower that a little bit. So I can go over here. The Fibonacci sequence is a series. Still too loud. Second time I was talking louder. For centuries. The Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each. So that's cool that you can go back and you can use this script or use another script. I'm not going to use all of this script. So one of the things that's great, it saves all of this material for you. It saves it automatically and you can go back to it and work on it again. But again, this is assessment where you can have your students working on it or you presenting it to your students. And this is an easy way to make mathematics a little bit more exciting. You can talk about Fibonacci, show a couple of different pictures, looking at shells, looking at flowers, and look to see how the things are in nature. It's great. Stairwells and going in spirals, going up. There's a lot of great things that you can do talking about the Fibonacci sequence. But you can do this with other mathematical topics, like I said, with shapes, talking about area and perimeter, like I showed you before. And you can create these exciting experiences for your students and makes it more fun. So what I want you to do is this, if you want to use this and recreate all of this and recreate the whole video, please do. That's awesome. If you want to even send it to me and share your videos, that'd be great at jonathan@brainbuffet.com. If you want to download the video, you say, hey, I'm done. I have everything that I like. I can come over here to download here and I can download it as an MP4. I can use a video resolution. I can do it smaller at 720. I can make it up to 4K. And this is what is recommended the most. And what you can do, you can also download maybe like a screenshot. You can grab a screenshot, a JPEG, a PDF of the document. You can do all that, but usually an MP4 is what you would use. So I'm just going to download that. It's going to download that, and you can have access to it right away. And you can share it and embed it into your social media. You can embed it to your learning management system, send it into Google Classroom, and you can add it to different places and just share it. It's kind of cool. So this is almost done. And then you can start over here. So this one over here, it's almost done. I can see it here. Here's my Fibonacci sequence. It opened up on my other page. So let me get it. And I'm looking over here. Here we go. Oop, wrong document. There we go. Where's my download? Okay, hold on. Here it is. It was going down the wrong place. Here it is. And so then I can have this starting off here. There's only 37 seconds, but welcome to the fascinating world of numbers. Today, we're going to explore the Fibonacci sequence, a pattern that has captivated mathematicians, and it's just artists, and scientists you can embed for centuries. Different sites. The Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. This one here, you might want to add some numbers in there and show them the numbers and explain it, or students can use this as a thing in the background and then explain it to the class. It's just fun and exciting what you can do here in Adobe Express. Okay, so this is it. This is it, what you can try to do with videos. There's all different aspects of what you can do with creating videos. Again, if you have any questions for me about this, you can go to Jonathan at brainbuffet.com and you can send me an email. Let's see if it's on my first slide. Go my first slide over here. See if it's on there. Nope, not on my first slide, but I can put in here just my email. All right, let me do that. I'll just put it right in here. Put it on the bottom here. And move this up. Just move this out. And if you have videos that you would like to share, I would love to see them. That's awesome. Okay. So one of the things that you can do also for me is if you want to get a survey in here, here's a bit.ly for a survey about how hopefully you like this video. You can tell me how it's all about. Please let me know. And then we'll go over here and you can get badging. You watch this video, you go through it, and you can get badging on here and you get a badge that you put in your signature, you can add to it. But the biggest thing I suggest that you do is you work, you play, create things, play around with the animation, play around with the images, the videos, the audio, the music, add all those things. You play around, you try it. That's the only way that you're going to learn. That's the only way that your students are going to learn. Okay, so I believe that's all I have on here. So again, I hope you enjoyed it.